Hey everyone, Diane here. Welcome to Decoeasy, the channel of me and of my mother-in-law Jenny too. We're ready for a new DIY. Are you ready? Let's go and we're going to start to craft together.
Ready for a new DIY with all these Jenga blocks. I also have a new package. This one comes from Action. It costs Jenny and me always €3 for each package, and then you get 60 of these beautiful blocks. They're pretty big, so sometimes we use our power saw. So recently I made DIYs while I cut this thing in half. But you can make the most beautiful things out of these. So today I'm going to make some sort of tumbling tower scarecrow thing. And yeah, therefore I need to glue into squares. So I'm going to place one here, one there. And now one not like this, but like that, otherwise you can't get a square. And one like that. Now let me measure if I can get some blocks on top. Okay, so we need 3. And maybe we're going to do it like this anyway. You get a little bit more rectangular shape, but that's not a big thing. Let me see, do we still... No, need to do it like that, I think, then. So I want to cover it up. And I think we have enough on 4. Yes, indeed. Okay, now I know I need 4 for the top. And squares like this. I'm going to build, oops. I'm going to build towers. I think 3, oh. There must be some kind of, oh here it is, a wobble into the crafting mat. I'm going to build 3 high, just for the scale, before I start gluing, because I'm first going to glue with hot glue, and then I will use wood glue. Okay, don't make it fall down. This is large enough for 1 block. It is already pretty big. Let's see how it looks with 2 layers. Yeah, I think this is more of our kind that we want to have today. Yeah, so this will be the block size. Can I carefully turn it around to show you the front side? That would be like this. And yeah, maybe we can put 4 of these blocks underneath so you get some sort of house idea. Ooh. So then you get something like that. This will be 1 block. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. First I think I started gluing with hot glue, and then to glue the bigger sections together I will be using wood glue, but I don't know yet. I'm still in doubt if this is what I want, because I personally like the square size more. Not completely satisfied, but maybe I just have to get yeah, maybe it's just something new that I'm going to try. Normally I always use exact shapes of rectangulars, but maybe not today. Well, now talking, I'm about to start gluing. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm just going to use these rectangular, or exactly square shape. Let me remove the blocks. I had 1 block, where is it now? With text upon it. Oh yeah, this one here. There is always such a 1 block like this, and I'm going to keep it in the middle. What I want to do is first build several of these squares actually, and therefore I'll be using hot glue. So here I have my hot glue gun, and push them into the right size, like this again, and then we are going to add 1 extra. That will be here and here as well. Now quickly add it to the square. Look, now it's completely set. And for, yeah, I'm going to make some extra like this. And for gluing these layers, I will be using wood glue. But first I'm going to make several of these shapes with the hot glue gun. These are all hot glued. I have 6 cubes. Oh, these are belong together. I have 6 stars of 3 of these cubes, and I'm going to glue each cube with the hot glue, with the wood glue here. Also from Action. Let's remove the top. Only need to glue 2. Because the last one will be on top. And here is that sneaky block with text upon it. Will this fit onto one crafting mat or not? If not, then we need an extra mat, but I think it will do. Okay, wonderful. First, I'm going to put glue on top of all these blocks. And then let it dry for a few minutes. And then I'm going to stack them until pieces of, 3 high back into 6. Okay, all these blocks are now stacked and I'm going to let it dry. But as you can see on several we have wood glue peeping through. And therefore I have the following trick. Let me grab the box of the Jenga blocks. And I always, where you, actually this is it here. This thing, just keep it up. And then you can easily just start scraping off the excess glue with this. Don't push too hard on your craft, otherwise it's going to move around. But 9 out of 10 times this works perfectly. And you can just throw that flap of cardboard away. So you can just work all the glue parts away and you're not going to see it anymore. Okay, they're all together now. And to press the glue really good into the wood, I place them close to each other but not completely alongside each other because, the glue might still be wet on the outside and then you're gluing the whole thing together. I have this extra crafting mat which I'm going to put on top, and then I place a heavy object like a crate or something upon it, leave it to dry for I think about 2 hours will be enough, and then we can go further with the craft. Okay, glue is dry, and I'm going to stack these on top of each other, and therefore I think it's a good idea that I only glue the bottom section of the one that I place up, otherwise you're definitely going to see where the glue is. Let me see, does this matter? I don't think so. Okay, add some of the glue. And then leave it to dry a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to stack the tower. Make sure that you stack it that way that you're not going to see the hole that comes through. Just like so. Now let it dry. And then, we'll show this one. Make sure that you stack it just like that so you can't see that there isn't a block here. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to add the last block like so. Now let me check if I think that it looks okay. If there is still glue peeping through like here, I suggest just wipe it away with a tissue or with your finger, and then you won't see anything again of it anymore. Leaving this to dry, and the next thing I'm going to do is painting, but therefore it really has to be dry. And I might cover up the top section as well too, and therefore I'm going to grab some more of those blocks. I think 3 will do. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. And some 3 more for the other tower as well. There we go. And I think I'm just going to do it like that. Just like so. So I'm also going to glue these 3 together and then put it on top of the tower. But first let the tower dry before you put anything on top, because that might ruin your craft. Good, we're back. We have 2 glued tower blocks, and I also put those section of 3 on top so it really closes off the whole thing. Now I want to give it a paint job, and therefore I first like to start with white paint, and I always like to use paint from the construction store. It is a little bit old, but it still works perfectly and the coverage is really good. And I have just a brush also from Action, and yeah, you can see I've been using it over several times because it just cleans it off, and then you can reuse it again because this is a non-synthetical paint. Well, yeah, I think I just start painting away, do both things, then let it dry, and then we can add some more details in the paint. But the white layer is our base layer, and I personally think that just 1 layer is enough because it's just blank wood with nothing else on top. So I think I'm going to do that. Okay, the paint is dry, they're all white and well. Now it is time to add some more details to the paint. I'll be using beeswax for the job. Let me put this one away. And I'm only going to distress the edges. Therefore I have a brush that I always use for the beeswax thing. Let me grab some wax. This is of course always too much. And therefore I use the lid to get rid of the excess wax. Okay, now go very lightly, dab like this on the edges. It might look heavy, but if you've done it on all the edges of the blocks, it looks completely normal. Nice and distressed. If you want to be more careful, I suggest using a smaller brush. And then let's see if we can smudge it out a little bit more here. Add some more here, and I'm going to repeat those steps on all the blocks because I think it looks nice and good for fall season. But you can also, of course, skip this step or use something else to distress with. This is how it's going to look. Totally up to you. Here they are, all the top sections. This is how they look around. I'm going to put them on the ground where I have another crafting mat, because I'll need to do some more beeswaxing, so I'll let this one dry. And I want to make scarecrows, so I have noses for those crows here, which are just wooden pins, and I want to beeswax those. And I also have buttons, also from wood. I have large and small ones. This will be on a block on the bottom section, and this will be on the top section. And yeah, just going to beeswax them. Only not the part where I'm going to glue it, so not here. And actually not the back part here, because that greasy beeswax makes that the glue won't stick anymore afterwards. So that's not what we want. Yeah, these brushes always get hard when you store them. And just dab away, and then they're soft again and good to go. So grab the wax, dab it off. Yeah, your fingers might get dirty on this, so be prepared for that. Or wear gloves, that also works. Now, add some of the wax. I'll leave it to dry. Do the rest later. And the other ones as well. This isn't the hardest thing. You can get this off with soap, by the way, on your hands. Oh well, don't mind. I'm already dirty there. Let me, oops, do these ones as well. Good. Now the buttons. Actually, you can always leave them to dry, but I personally like to do the edges on the first thing, because then afterwards you can lay them down and do the rest while everything is drying, like so. I like to use my nail to keep it in place. And there you have it. Simple as that. Then you have to leave this dry, I think for about half an hour, and then we're going back to the craft. Everything here is as good as dry, so we're ready to start gluing. Let's first take the noses. Use some hot glue. And put it down in the center of the top block. Do that with the other one as well. And as you can see, I started building them in opposite directions because I wanted to be 2 scarecrows, which you can put together. Okay, now we have the biggest one here. And then we put a smaller button on top. And then you get something like this. Hold it just for a few seconds, otherwise the glue isn't dry and this thing starts dripping away. I like how it looks. Also, got to put one on the other one. And then last button will be over here. Okay, we can turn this one off. And then this is what you get. Now, of course, this thing needs a face. And yeah, I'm going to draw that with just a permanent marker. And what I like to do, because I can't draw really good, first I'm doing it with a crayon or a pencil or something like that, which isn't permanently visible, which you can erase. And when I think it's good, then I use permanent marker. So I'm just going to do that, make 2 eyes, make a mouth, and then we have 2 scarecrows, which just need some decoration on top. Here is the last piece of the mouth. And now I have 2 faces, one like this, and this is the other one. Don't they look happy together? I think they do, but they still must miss something upon their head. And therefore, I'd like to make hats. And yeah, I've been thinking, how can I do that? Well, use a toilet paper roll, which is empty, and burlap. I also have burlap. What I'm going to do is just cut this one in half with the scissors or with the knife, and then I will show you the rest. Wrap it with burlap, because then you have the base of the hat. You also need to make a top section for the hat and a thing around. We'll see how we're going to do that. Here I just put the knife in the center, and don't press too hard, otherwise you will flatten out the toilet paper roll. Just cutting. And then they're torn in 2. Like that. Close the knife. And now grab your hot glue gun and turn it on. There we are. Put you 2 away. You can watch how we craft, how we're gonna make your hats. Let me get a little bit closer to the table. I always place this one above the crafting mat, because sometimes hot glue goes dripping out. Okay, oh, I forgot my scissors, but what I wanted to show you is that you use hot glue gun on these two ends. Yeah, at least in my case, it perfectly fits around that toilet paper roll. Just exactly the same size, which is good news. So I think I'm going to do that. Put glue here and there, then wrap it around and put the glue on the same spot again. Make sure that if you're placing it on top of those scarecrow men, that you have the point where you have glue on the back side, so you're not going to see that on the front. Just a small little detail, but if you take attention on that, your DIY will look high-end, or actually, in my opinion, more high-end than when you just put that on the front. Okay, now I have two glue parts of the hat for the base. For the top section, I will put one strand of burlap around like this, or actually maybe it's a better idea to lay it down, glue around here, and then press it like that. Just going to try it. I'm pretty sure that it will work out. Oh no, the glue gun is empty. Quickly add a new string before the glue dries. Oh, checked it and I thought it was okay, but unfortunately it wasn't. Okay, now quickly put it down like that. And then you can carefully remove it because the glue is peeping through. Now just cut out this edge, because we still want the glue to dry a little bit more. So I'm leaving it like that. Go for the second one. This side is better for gluing. Just go around with your hot glue. Make sure that every part is glued, otherwise you get threads when you start removing the excess stuff. Okay, cut this one off as well. Like so. Put away the burlap. Oh, glue it to the table. Move it a little bit because there is so much messy stuff. Now I'm turning it upside down, and because I glued everywhere, I hope it won't come loose. And I just cut around the ring to get rid of my excess pieces of burlap. Let's trim the back a little bit more. There's still some stuff left here. That worked. Good. I think it will look perfect on his head. Sorry, not the hat. The hat is on the head, of course. Believe it or not, but I made a really small hat out of the burlap ribbon. What I did, I will show you because I first tested it. Grab your burlap piece, glue here on the joint of the toilet paper roll. Not too much, just a tiny little drip. Place it on, hold it for a few seconds so it can dry and set again. Then make tiny dots here on the side of the ribbon, and when you do that, gently press while you're folding it. Press it into the glue. Look, I'll show you a small spot like this. Don't go too far, otherwise the glue will dry and the whole thing won't set anymore. Now, it might look weird right now, but it's really going to work. Yeah, it will fold double. If you have a bigger piece of burlap, also good. Now hold, and then we continue again. 4 dots will do for me, I think. Sometimes you really have to press hard. That is a little bit annoying. Don't stress out, things will come clean. I hope. At least it did on the first one. Now let it dry and hold it in the times in between. Yeah, there is glue on my thumb. No, it didn't hurt, but it was warm. My nails are a little bit too long for doing this, actually. Okay, it might look like a struggle, but it will turn out really cool. Some more glue. Yeah, this one goes better. Sometimes you have parts of the ribbon that are really, really, really annoying. But we're almost there. Oh, the glue wasn't dry. It started moving when I let it go. Just some more dots of glue then. We're almost around the corner. And here it starts doing annoying again. Okay, I'm going to hold this because we're almost there. I'm going to scrape the glue off in the meantime. Yep, there it went. We're not around, but not around with the ribbon. Look, this is how it looks on the back. So I'm going to glue until the two parts touch each other on the same wide. There we go. Just hold my nail on the point where they should touch each other, which is here. Now I'm grabbing my scissors because the glue gets hotter and hotter and I can't hold that anymore. Okay, it's dry. Cut it off. Make sure that you're not cutting like that, but like that. Otherwise, well, almost stabbed myself. Did you see that? Because otherwise the whole thing will fall apart. Now, let me modulate it a little bit. What you can do next is glue this inside like that. Maybe this one as well. So it gets a little bit of a round shape. You might need your scissors for that. And then I'll try to fold this around too. With some more glue. Be careful for your fingers. Now we're there. Trim this off. And then we have our tiny little hat. If there are parts that need to be trimmed, do that. Not a big deal. That will look neater. You modulate a little bit. And then you have your hat. Looks cute, doesn't it? Well, I can place the hat upon this little guy here, but he's still missing some hair. And therefore, let's put this away. We'll have, oh, twine. Of course we have twine. Now, I have the crafting mat here, so I'm going to measure how long the pieces should be that I need. Well, let's first see how long we want it to be, the hair. I think somewhere around like that. Let me see. Oh, that's 10 centimeters. So then I have to cut off 20 because it has to go on both sides. Well, let's make it 25. Oh, yeah. I'm going to make several strings from 25 centimeters long. And we're going to bring that together in the center line. This works better than measuring it on the one I just cut it out before. Let's make a lot of those strings. And when we're done, I will show you what the next step will be. Okay, I've cut off 10 pieces. I'm going to put them together just by, I'll drop one. Just by holding the beginnings on the same length, and then the rest should be on the same length as well. Try to keep them flat, so not pinch them, but try to keep them flat between your fingers. That will do some effort in the next step. Oh, I forgot something. I still need a tiny little bit of twine. Hopefully it can cut that off. Okay, now leave it flat a little bit like that. Get some twine. Hello. Now, determine when your center should be around, I think here. Now don't pinch. Try to keep them flat. Get your piece of twine, turn it over. Now it doesn't have to be super neat together, but try to keep it a little bit flat because then you can style the hair better. And make a knot. Don't pull too hard, otherwise you're going to bundle them up too much. Just a loose knot will do, because we're going to make a second one. But first, let's see if we're happy with the knot and how everything is in place. I think we are. Then I'll make an extra knot. So get a double one. Now you can pull pretty hard on this one, but not too hard, like that. Cut out the extra ends. That one will go away. Then grab your glue gun and one of those fellas over here. Let's get this one. I hope you can see it. I'm just moving a little bit forward. Hello, there he is. Okay, thanks to those blocks, I can exactly determine that the center is here. So what I'm going to do is lay it down. See if I'm happy. I think I am. Then grab some hot glue. Or actually a lot of hot glue. And put it upon the head of this thing here. Now, please don't worry that everything goes to one side. You can still style it later. But we also need the hat to be in place. See? Move a little bit back and forth with the hair. Now, grab your hat. And I think I'm going to use hot glue here at the back because you're not seeing that, which is about here. Just hot glue it and then place it, press where the glue is, and then you have almost a really nice scarecrow. I'm just styling the hair a little bit, and thanks to the glued down hat, as you can see, I can put it a little bit more to the front side, or maybe you want to cover the back up a little bit more. That is totally up to you. Also, depending on how this stuff is falling. If some hair is really annoying, then I suggest you just use hot glue to keep it in place. I still want to add a little bit of glue on the front because you can see that the hat goes lifting up. So just added something here. Oh, there it goes again. But I think this one looks pretty cute. What do you think? Here's the final result with the two scarecrows made out of those Jenga blocks here. Let us know what you think about these. The one on the left has a little bit more stylish hair and the right one has a bad hair day. But let us know what you think of this DIY. We hope to read it soon. Well, that was it for today. Jen and I hope you had fun. And we love to know what you think about this video while writing it down in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you back again. Bye!